Welcome back to the second map, ladies and gentlemen. forZe up against FTW for the win esports, of course. forZe absolutely clapping them in that first map, it has to be said. There was a resurgence from FTW, so maybe we'll see a bit more of that. It was on the CT side as well. And they've kicked off with a frag here, so maybe they can keep that up. Krad, though, has got other things to say. Sure from on high is going to try and hold the line here, but the rest of his teammates seem to be falling around him, really not what he wanted. Bomb plant being cancelled for now to get rid of that pesky man upstairs. All onto NoPeach, and they know exactly where he's at, of course. A little trapped in the garage. There's probably not much he can do from here.
Yeah, I feel like now he can't do anything. He cannot get in towards main. He has to come through Heaven. Heaven's a very difficult position to get out of. Has half armor, so doesn't have a kit. No smoke. There's no chance. Yeah, I think you're spot on. Just talking about the map. It was a very good map from forZe. On paper, if you're someone who didn't tune in, you would think it was relatively even, but no, it was pretty simple, all things considered, generally speaking, for forZe. And they start well. We'll get a first day on the T side of Nuke. We were talking about it coming in towards the series. This is a very good map for forZe. They've made this map look like a little bit of the home ground for them for a while. It's been pretty damn solid. We'll see what they can do. Even though we had a pretty extended attack pause, we've more or less caught up with the other stream as well. That one finished 13-10. Map number 1 in favor of Apex. They just started map number 2 onto Vertigo now. It's 0 in favor of Movistar. So who knows? forZe fly down towards B. No one's there to meet them. They get it for free.
Yeah, going to be an easy one, of course. It's now just a question of how many kills come round. No. Oh, no. They're going into CT spawn, bruv.
With pistols.
They're playing the boring mode. Yeah.
With pistols.
Part of the logic here, though, is that it denies
the cash
kills away from forZe, right? Money is the big one, and then there's sort of that, like, untangible, which will be maybe, like, your confidence or whatever, right? That it's, like, your aim's feeling crisp or something like that. But the main one is, of course, the money. Tinner's going digging, and he's got a Mac 10. I don't think he's ready for what awaits him around the corner, though. Yeah. He's going to go down, and he'll be like, oh, I can't believe it, right? They're all around there. How sad. Either way, second round goes the way of forZe.
Yeah, I mean, one of those ones. It's not the ending we'd hope. We want it to be a brawl, but yeah, I think for FTW, it's actually not a bad play. Make sure your opponents don't get any sort of like serious cash bonus and just a confidence thing. forZe are a very, confidence side, right? If they get that confidence up, they can be very difficult to stop. So, all things considered, we're in a nice position now. If it's forZe 2-0, FTW. They need to find a first round here. Got to buy to speak of. MP9, though, is in play for stadodo.
Well, we'll see. What are they able to do here on the FTW side of things? Nothing really coming off early. Nice and quiet. forZe maybe just looking to wind the clock down. Faking outside with the wall of smokes. Perhaps going to be a little bit of a later A hit, I would imagine, with Krad's Molotov here. It is indeed. Agil had a Molotov of his own, but it's not quite down fast enough. 2 for 1 so far. 4PR going to get caught with an aid in hand by Shalford's late push. Down the vent. Maybe a bit of a switch up here for the T side. That seems to be the case. Jalfi trying to hold the backside, not going to work. And, well, it's just Krad all of a sudden.
Here's the steps. Door open. It's a messy one. Sure, we'll see it off. They are going to see FTW find their first round finally. He's looking for an upgrade, I'm assuming. I mean, they have a kit, but I'm assuming they're looking for some level of upgrade. Maybe like another AK of some sort, but all in all, FTW going to find their first. Really necessary they find it. Of course, good that they find it with 3 or more staying alive as well. It just keeps that economy pretty comfy. Of course, it will have a little bit of a knock-on effect over towards that of forZe. They know that now we are going to see FTW coming in with a pretty decent buy They could be scared about the potential AWP buy. I don't think for them it'll be on the cards. So double Galil in play with Tinner and Result. Like a 47. Good control as well from FTW. Especially on that retake too. They knew that there was basically nothing for Crad to do there.
Ooh, nice pickup from Shalfie on the edge of the smoke. Pretty big, actually. An advantage then for forZe in what is to be the response round here, and gives them a bit more room to work with than they would have had in the previous round. You know, wind the clock down, go for an A burst is a little difficult, a little random when you don't have an advantage, but now they have much more control to work with.
Interesting. What is the idea for FTW here as well now? Gamble stacking Phil at the wrong play. Looking for information can be risky too because there's a world in which his head gets ripped off there in secret. Shalfie now can play around that door. Towards outside. Crad fluffs his lines.
Yeah, not ideal. They'll get the bomb down at the very least, but holding on to it may well be a tough one for them. Fair amount of utility left for FTW. All coming in from the same sort of angle. That's maybe the one thing that I could see working negatively for them. They've got to make it past a few difficult angles together. A lot of facing off happening here. However, gokushima finds himself all alone in the end. Going to get the spray down, but he's not able to find the bullets. There is, thank goodness, a kit in the hands of stadodo. Otherwise, it would have been awfully close. He gets it over the line. A big, big retake for FTW there.
Not bad. Not too bad. And this is more important for FTW now going forward, as this needs to be a really strong CT side. They have to kind of build up at least some level of a lead here before we look forward in towards kind of the rest of this game. The T side of the Nuke is so brutal. You're not going to see an early timeout call by forZe. And I think probably the large part of it comes, that round specifically, they never should have lost it. They're in a quite strong position. That's spaced down towards B. They had one guy towards outside. Crad's got to hit that shot first of all. Doesn't. Gets punished. And then everything kind of starts to fall away. I think for FTW, they get quite fortunate that the 50-50s walk in their way, but also that forZe play it quite poorly. So, with all being said, tied square, 2 rounds apiece. forZe don't really have too much of a buy to speak of here, just a couple of upgraded pistols. FTW, great opportunity for them to take a lead, and of course, hopefully with taking it, they can then start to build upon it.
stadodo taking an early peek out towards the marshmallow. Not going to be able to spot anything though. Pretty slow one here from forZe. Outside executes come in from them. Maybe a follow down secret. It looks that way. The bomb is indeed headed there, but they're trying their best not to make any sound, not to give the game away really.
Or down. Relatively okay. No, Pete's playing a little bit more of a passive angle here. So 4 across down that side. Wrestle is... I don't know whether he was going to try and lurk out towards A. He made noise on the ladder, though, which in some way would have been heard. I don't really know what... Obviously, the end goal for forZe is to go down towards B, but what Wrestle's essentially doing.
Yeah, that's very true. He's just making noise, I think. He's just trying to be annoying, right? And draw some attention. stadodo does get him. Stays cool. But just a bit of a confirmation. Usually when there's a player towards hell, there's not as much presence on B, I guess. Crad will find one on the edge of the smoke there. He's actually got his hands onto that rifle. Give it to a player with armor. Okay, here we go. Getting a bit interesting. Slower retake from for the win. Really unsure. Oh, where to look. P250 is hella close. Gokushima with the instant trade. I think he might have spotted the second player down there as well. Shalfie's position here is really nice. He might not even be needed as Crad puts Agile to bed. And that's the round. The remaining two players are split. They move to save. forZe have pulled off a pretty impossible one there. Oh my goodness, and it just keeps getting better for them.
So, of course, now for forZe, that's a big one to answer back with, especially considering what they brought to their table. Now we find ourselves once again the worst of positions. I think for FTW, they're going to be a little bit worried about him. We have lost No Peach, so hopefully we can get him back in as soon as. I am curious about what they do in terms of an investment. Of course, they've got one save AWP. Buying around it's maybe not the worst idea, just because both No Peach and PR are kind of in this situation where for them, they have to kind of double eco anyway. Yeah, it's quite janky. It really is. No Peach will come back in a minute. I guess he has got a bit of a conversation for FTW. Can't bring the coaching because it's a tech pause. No Peach is back. I think probably forZe buying here is the right decision. I think they're in double eco scenario anyway. So it probably for me feels like the best kind of position for them to be in. And that is what they're going to go for. I don't mind it, but it's actually, I don't mind it because it's the only option they've got.
All right. Back into proceedings here, but yeah, it's certainly a difficult one for them to deal with, difficult one for them to stomach. They will just have to try and make the best of a bad situation here on the FTW side and hopefully do some damage, hopefully put themselves in a position to save. Don't expect them to win the round itself, but, you know, take a gun away with them, right, alongside that AWP, alongside that MP9.
Yeah, let's see. We're still in a pause. I think we're just waiting for it to be all done. I think we're okay. Everyone seems to be in the serve. Everyone's bought, moving around, and all the rest. So there we go. We're okay. That being said, AWP, MP9, Deeg, Tech 9, and a 5. So that's all that we see over towards for the win. It's going to be a tough round for them to convert. The best plan of action as well might even be the case of them trying to go aggro. Even though that's a bit of a risk, we'll see. Basically, chances are forZe have got a very good opportunity for a fourth on the board here and start pulling further and further away, which would be massive. Find a fourth here, and the fifth kind of comes as part and parcel. And stadodo and the AWP is already down.
Yeah, that's really dire. Really, really dire. Kind of their biggest win con for this round is just gone instantly. So yeah, forZe moving through a bit slower. There's been, you know, a couple of these timeouts and whatnot, so getting used to D-side again. Lovely pickup from PR there, but it's looking pretty good for forZe, as there's only a couple defenders remaining.
We'll go down. Yeah, I'll keep all of the AK they've released. It's at least something to speak of. Might actually, hang on a second, he actually could not only, like, could upgrade. There's AWP, gokushima. He will fall, but the AWP of Sure picked up Tinner. This is actually way more expensive than forZe would have expected or would have hoped. From what was a 4v2 with no chance, now looking at a 2v2 and being on the potential to find even a couple of more frags on the way out here. Shalfie does have to have a little look in. He has to play over towards C because he doesn't take too much damage to the bomb. In the end, it's consolation kills, but it's still pretty decent for the win, just to keep that decent economy at bay to a degree. He's going to have to reinvest in towards the AWP for gokushima. Someone's going to have to drop it over. I'm assuming probably likes of a Shalfie. Unless he just wheels the AK. No, yeah, he's just going to wheel the AK. So AK, double Mach 10 coming through. It is an AK and an AWP on the other side for the win. Saved over from the round prior. The worst situation for them to be in.
Result going to go down pretty quickly. And the AWP here for stadodo, dealt with. Again, unable to really make his mark in the way that he would want. Man advantage is solid. Weaponry is not for FTW. Bomb gone down, right? So it may well just be another hold on to what we have type situation, especially for sure. He's got that head armor. He's got that kit. You know, these are all useful things to pull into the follow-up rounds. The Deagle of No Peach might see some action here, but sees the business end of an AK, unfortunately.
Sure, maybe. No. Had an opportunity potentially. I think he could get one on the exits here though. Shelfie, does he check? He does. Doesn't make a difference though. Gets deleted. Insta trade. That'll be all she wrote. 5-2. It's not bad for forZe. Bit of a recovery from what was a bit of a shaky start. That 2-2 when we were all level. It was not looking the greatest. And now we find ourselves in quite a strong position on the forZe side. Even as CSGO, 5 rounds alone. A lot would argue that's enough.
Yeah, that's true. That is very, very true. Oh, stadodo nearly going down there to the nadage. So, again, a rough start to a round for him, and particularly in this one where it is quite an important round. Really not great. forZe looking for more control and looking to continue hammering home their lead. Flashes coming over the top here for the ramp rush, and they have dealt with that hold all too easily. Agile does get a bit aggressive to find a frag, but eventually goes down. He was dead to the fire there anyway, just trying to stand his ground as best he possibly could. 4 on 2, and another save situation, you would imagine.
Yeah, I assume so. Unless PR goes nuclear here. I can't even get one, so that'll be that. All that's left is No Peach and the M4, and the problem is as well, going forward is... Yes, you can say there's M4, but there's nothing really to support it either in towards the next round. So not only the forZe lock in 6, the 7th should come with it relatively freely. This is now getting into the realms of being considerably worrying. I don't know if there's anything left in kind of the back pocket here for the win. They're really struggling at all on the CT side to get any sort of control. forZe are making these CTs look quite easy, and they're playing very fast. Normally that gets punished, especially on a map like Nuke, but I think for forZe, this is primarily just coming off the back of raw confidence plays. I gotta respect it. Again, what is the call for the win? I wouldn't mind another pause as well, to be perfectly honest. Slow things down, have a little convo. Not do anything too overzealous. Generally speaking, not a great position for them to be in by any means. forZe are just running away with things quite rapidly at this pace.
Yeah, very much getting out of hand at this stage of the day. And a quick one coming in from forZe here, not wasting any time at all. Nice initial damage for sure, but can't quite follow up on it, unfortunately. Man advantage looking good for forZe then. They should be able to work from here. Oh, No Peach at range, trying to find a frag for his squad. The only decent weapon in this round. Nothing presenting itself. forZe have taken control of these end sites. Shall be coming in. On behind will go down. It's an AK retrieve for an armored opponent as well. Low HP on Crad. Resalt tagged up a bit. May as well throw yourself at this one if you are FTW.
Sure. They're trying to.
Will. Yeah.
Gil. Got a lot of time. He's going for a flank here to look for something. I mean, the big thing is, regardless, they're going to try and deny a lot of exits here. forZe, they've got to start stepping sooner rather than later. I know there's 4 remaining alive. They're going to struggle to save many of these players. A lot of them might die to the bomb. Same can be said over towards for the win. gokushima will be fine. Crad might be in a little bit of trouble. He's so low. Yeah, he just go down. Goes to Dodo. I think you still take like a good chunk, like 30 damage over towards secret stairs. All in all, though, Still is forZe surging ahead. A couple more rounds to be played here within this first half, and forZe have already put up an immaculate one so far. We kind of saw them 9-3 on Ancient. We thought that was one-sided. This is looking a tad more, and it's on the less than adequate T side as well.
Yeah, very true, actually. The T side is a pretty big factor the way that they have been looking. So we'll keep it rolling, I suppose, if we are forZe. But FTW still got a bit of room to recover. Best way to start off said recovery. PR, though, does get a trade out, at least in terms of the numbers. No Peach going to be the next to fall. The off battle here goes the way of Sure. Thank goodness for FTW. Still alive and kicking. Crad also alive and kicking. Looking for the frag. It's close. It's very close indeed.
Bit of fight being found here. My FTW looking alright. Still, not jumped on just yet. Tanner and Shalfie can be reliable on the day. Look at this on PR. This is so risky, dude. In the open, no one's near enough to trade, but he has stepped. Oh, this is so janky. He got the bomb. Turns his back as well. What is going on? What is going on? Shalfie's all that's left. That being said, I feel like now we can start to say the round's being done.
Yeah, it certainly feels that way. Shalfie, not a lot of time really to play around with. PR is the first to take him out. Easy does it. FTW, as said, there is that room for recovery. 7 is a very nice T-side scoreline, but 7-5 feels a little better than potentially a 9-3. So it's all about recovery for FTW now.
I think generally as well for FTW, from what has been such a rough game, generally speaking in terms of how they start these maps, 7-5 would be an absolute luxury here. Still does feel quite unlikely. That round was a little bit weird and wacky. Can't always rely on those. Some level of stability here. Once again, testing towards outside, but this time no Peach. Down over towards Secret, but Tuck, there's surely no way they're going to expect him.
We'll see. Well-placed Molotov could deal with him here, but no. Ooh, and he could peek. Now would be a good time. stadodo kind of selling the fact that there might not be anyone there. Shalfie takes his head clean off, but stadodo on this AWP has a 6th sense right now. Dropping yet another one. 4-on-3 then in favor of FTW.
All goes eerily quiet off the back of it as well. stadodo towards outside. I don't think that would have been hurt out the realms. Oh my god, his left eye peaks as stadodo didn't see it. He's going to drop a flash and fall away. Now he knows he's over towards back red. One flash to speak of. stadodo going to turn from it. Still wants to take fights here. The AK going to be caught. Result will fall, but the bomb will go down.
Just about. Oh, lovely shot from Sure. That surely solidifies it. Tinner all alone. Bit of a flank coming in. He's just ahead of it, I suppose. The defuse, however, on the bomb, and doesn't really have a chance of that. It's not planted for single door at all, so yeah, nothing he can really do there. 7-4 then. Decent stuff here from FTW at the very tail end of the first half, and they make it 5.
Yeah, like we said, you know, 8-4, worrying. 7-5 is actually alright, considering how rough and janky things were for a long, long time. So, the FTW side has been a really nice recovery from what was a really, really poor initial run out in towards this half. Granted, you still got to remember, this is CT side Nuke. So generally speaking, even going into the half and a loss is pretty rough, but honestly, at this point, we cannot take anything. No Peach will find the first. Shalfie down through the smoke. Oh, and it gets worse as well as Kratos gets plucked off.
Nasty. Very nasty indeed. Looking good for FTW then if they can just hold on to this round. I'm sure they would be happy with bringing it as close as they possibly could, actually. Since they started winning rounds towards a couple ago, they've not really stopped, which is nice to see, I guess. Gokushima, Tina, Result, just waiting patiently for somebody to overstep here towards ramp.
Again, all quiet here. I mean, they've basically got to either try and isolate fights or wait for mistakes. And a numbers disadvantage like this, it's pretty dicey. Gokushima making his way down towards B. Breaks the window. A commitment being made, though. And you look at it right now as well. 25 seconds. They got to start to make a decision. Here they come. Flying down towards the B site. Sure going to find one. Wrestle will trade. Looks for more. M4 label, but he gets both on the way out. Turn of the half, 7-5. Can FTW continue this run after the break?
And we're back into the second half here. forZe looking to close things out on Nuke. Their absolute home ground at the moment for the win with a bit of a resurgence. And we'll see now moving into the second half pistol who's going to get that springboard. 1-for-1 so far. Gokushima in with a flank to cage them in. Does have to be careful not to go down, but the B hit is pretty telegraphed here. Crad going to lose his head. There is a bit more presence down below, but Tinner also dealt with quickly. And so is Gokushima. All right, looking good here for FTW. Result alone can't get anything done. Stadodo for a 3K. No peach for 2.
That's a great pistol. Really well played, but stadodo showing some prowess on the entries there. Really, really nicely done. All things considered. Beautiful display coming out of FTW to stay alive here. Keep things rocking and rolling. Make this a little bit of a closer affair. Of course, they'll win this round out more often than not. At least percentage-wise. And of course, in doing so, tie the game up. That's what it's all about. Was opting to fall by when they have the opportunity to do so. So full eco here. Just one nade to speak of and a bit of a gamble over towards ramp.
A little bit. Just a little bit. PR's going to make it downstairs relatively scot-free there. So he might call upon the rest of the squad once he starts clearing things out, although it does take a little bit of time. stadodo as well fancies his chances on A. Nobody here. Bomb will go down, and now what are forZe going to do? Are they also going to save, just like FTW did in this exact same situation? Or are they going to get in there?
Looks like no.
Hell yeah.
That's what we like to see. Get an exit frag or two. I mean, realistically speaking, they have no idea how many AKs on the other side. They probably expect at least one. So partly kind of feels worthwhile. Oh, shit, turned away there. There's 1, 2, and 3 with a little bit of labor on the way out. Does have to book it a little bit so he can survive the bomb. Crowd will go down to said bomb. So, as we mentioned, of course, there's all tied square, 7 apiece. The full buy going to come out for forZe. The problem is now starting to rise that we are seeing a really nice little bit of form. The FTW boys started out really strong.
Alrighty, let's continue putting this one together then. We'll see what forZe can get done with their first foray into a proper buy. A lot of Galil's out for FTW could really make all the difference here. There's not as much one-tap prowess. But we'll see. Sure going to eat a nade. That is our first bit of damage for the round.
10 re-smokes. Over to a single. Wanted to take too much of a fight here. Probably the best way to play it in the early part for the forZe side. Technically, what's a bonus for the win? Win this and in a really good position. Smoke is broken. Sitting behind it, a couple. Shelby got the right idea. He gets unfortunate not to get any sort of tag. That will, though. Tags both.
Nasty. Nasty stuff from Shalfie, and, you know, nobody around to hear it, unfortunately. But, yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. Crad is now downstairs, ready and waiting to see what comes his way.
Again, nothing happening for the off-bar, for the win, FTW, in these kind of mid to late rounds. Very slow. We saw this happening quite a few times. Of course, map number 1. They can't bring it through. Tina going to find the first, looking for more as well. There's been significant damage. They're dropping down into his vent as well. The wrapping to Krad's going to be tested down there. Anchoring as Result for Krad going to find one. That's what we spoke of. Looks for more as Gokushima comes with a support. That is the round. Dodo just going to save. He knows he cannot affect this round, and of course it would only cost him his life. He stays alive with the Galil in tow. I think, unfortunately, FTW just left that round way too late. Took way too long to make any sort of decision.
Yeah, and really difficult for them to get in anywhere, make a mark. It's a little bit of a shame, really. But we'll see. There is, of course, still money and time for FTW to bounce back. But not a lot of rounds, right? The game's starting to close out a fair amount. forZe trying to show us why this is their favourite match of all and why they do have such a good win rate right now.
So again, you worry a little bit for the win. forZe have a good opportunity to snowball once again. If they find this round, funds are off. They get 2 rounds ahead. Realistically, go 3, get 2 double digits. I mean, that's where this entire game could just fall away from for the win in a matter of mere moments. Outside smokes coming through. They're still going to re-smoke over to a single door. Just in case. Waiting for any sort of info to go off. I get it in a minute. If Agio peaks at the right time, Molotov will come through. Actually, that's nicely timed. Really nicely timed. This still is a main player. There's 2 main players. And they get a kill apiece.
Looking good. Gokushima. Oh, he spotted a barrel there, but nobody taking a peek into him. His teammate going to fall on the top side as well, so certainly not ideal. Gokushima going to move to save. And FTW. Quick bounce back from them. It's getting interesting here on Nuke.
It is. It is. This game is opening up in a pretty massive way. It actually becomes really difficult to call at the moment too, because FTW, in terms of the bulk of the T-side rounds, have kind of looked like the better team. Who knows?
Yeah,
where we stand right now, I think for forZe, they probably wouldn't mind a little pause maybe at some point. Gokushima falls to the bomb anyway, so that all kind of felt in vain, to be perfectly honest. Might not be a bad time to call for attack pause, bring Fierce, the coach of forZe, into the conversation maybe. Looking like a no though, all-time square. Any real gun to speak of, it's out of Shalfie and an M4 hero rifle is what they've got before. And a couple of upgraded pistols around it. This is a forZe classic, something that Jerry had been doing for a long, long time. But of course, no longer with the team, it just resonates within the roster. The 5-7's around 1 person forcing.
Certainly an interesting move. But he had an idea. He had a spawn, maybe. No one comes his way. So I don't know that we'll see too much action out of Shalfie in this round. And potentially as the bomb starts to move further and further away from him, he might just save. But they are pushing forwards. And there is, on the roof, but a player quite close by. If they can find him, I don't know that they will necessarily be able to do so. A lot of outside control coming in here for FTW. So that should give them enough space to work with, you would assume. Oh, okay, hold the phone. Oh, and Shalfie's got a nice angle. He's savvy to the Heaven play. Oh, doesn't capitalize. It's actually the 5-7's doing the damage. As Tinner finds another over a back vent there, I believe. That's wild. Absolutely wild. PR's still on 9 HP as well. Oh, no, this is not good. 30 seconds, no real control of a bomb site at all, and I don't know, they might just save. They might just save.
They basically can't get the bomb here. They're going to have to make noise to get it. No P's going to hit a cracker of a shot here. He's getting spammed. Oh, it gets worse and worse. Shalfie and Gokushima, man, played that so well at the tail end there, but all in all, how a forZe of a hero rifle walked away with the round. If that isn't proof in the pudding in the 5-7 so OP, I don't know what is, man. The 5-7 is so damn good, dude. There is another good showing of it. forZe reclaim a lead. Put the pressure and the brakes back on to for the win. Yes, they get a buy. A little bit of a janky one of no P joining on a Tech 9. Lose this and the recode once again. So it's rough. Shalfie, that's a ballsy play, and he gets away with one.
Yeah, mental. Absolutely mental. It's kind of ultimately just here to set up Gokushima, though, I think. I feel like his position will go overlooked. Like, this is what is happening. This is wild. They are all over right now. Gokushima, so much noise. Catches one reloading, and he just keeps on fragging. I did say it was all to set up Gokushima, and you can see why. Just absolutely taking over that round.
It's sick. Really, really sick to see. Of course, on the other side, too. Yeah, got to look at him being the new boy in the block and the individuals like a Shalfie and even kind of others dying for him. It shows how much trust they have in Gokushima to play well. And, of course, he has been 13-9 so far. 10-8 as well for forZe. They crack double digits first. 2 rounds ahead, 3 rounds away, and their opponents are on eco. More or less should be gifted the 11th here. FTW walking on very thin ice. It's not only just the map, it's the series too. Thankfully, not a tournament, because this is the upper bracket. 10 up 1, 2, and 3. Resolve one of his own. And that'll be all she wrote. All that's left is stadodo, who does get a kill with the clock. Fair play.
And there we have it. 11 rounds in for forZe. This is looking good, right? A nice little recovery, especially off of that massive round with the pistols. It's made all the difference. First time out coming in for FTW, which is a bit of a surprise, to be honest, with the way that this game has been working against them. I'd say about 75% of the time. They had a little gap in there where at the start of this second half, they did make it work.
Same with Ancient, right? Exactly the same kind of trajectory in a weird way. But things didn't look good, and they had this gap, this little period in towards the second half, quite deep, and now actually the similar way to Ancient is kind of falling apart, falling away from them. Kind of quite unfortunately, this round number 20 here is it's the round for the win. It's now or never really for them. They're going to buy in. They have to win here. Gokushima's having a lot of fun, but FTW on. It is really now or never coming in towards this round. If they cannot find success here, once again, their funds are rotten. forZe will be on map and series points, so it's all down to this.
Up. High, good spot to be in. Lovely stuff. He and Shalfie both going to open up, looking very good for forZe. Then this was the recovery round for FTW to try and stay alive, and they are just being picked apart. Every single swing being taken is going south. No pigeons, stadodo. I mean, you probably do just save here, to be honest, dude. Like, there's no real way back into this one.
I know it's like a minute 10 to make that call, but there is no chance in a 2v5.
It's just nothing else you can do, to be honest.
And also, I'm not going to lie, Bomb Plant, it's not going to save too much face here. You know, you can have bits of money to speak of, but you can have a relatively similar-ish buy. It might have a little less utility, but in all things considered, I'm fully of the volition to save it. No PG, he's looking a little nervy though, in all fairness. Gokushima's trained like a hawk on his prey, but he's dancing between the angles. Does hear a step behind. That might tempt him to look the other way, and it does. Tinner will be caught looking towards lobby. He falls, and so does Gokushima. Okay. I mean, no time for the round, but not a bad couple of shots.
Yeah, certainly not awful. They will manage to hold on to their weaponry, I guess, is the one thing there. But ultimately, map and series point for forZe. That is the worrying thing here. FTW are, again, looking for a late-game resurgence. As you mentioned, they managed to get one on Ancient. They're going to have to call upon that same energy to get this one done.
So, 4 rounds is the deficit. 4 rounds flawless. FTW need. And the buy lets them down quite considerably. Double Mac 10, Tech 9, Galil, and an AK-47. Only 1 premium rifle bought. There's the discussion. Are they going to come through? The smoke is poor. Resto can play out in front of it. Gokushima will find the first.
Just continues, brother. Just continues. Absolutely incredible stuff for Gokushima this game. Him and Shalfie, but it's Tinner, actually, the new blood. They have been around for a little while, but, you know, a name that a lot of people didn't really know going into forZe. Kills keep on coming. Result for a double. All down to stadodo here. No chance for him. 13-8, the 2-0 finish for forZe, and they will be the first team making it through to the grand final of the Challenger Atlanta qualifiers here. So there is that for sure. And FTW not quite over for them just yet. They drop down into the lower bracket. They will have another game.